Okay, so we're going to clean out the drain holes on this Porsche Boxster. So there are 6 drain holes, four in the front and 2 in the back. Now, when we bought this car, it leaked like a sieve. It was quite old, and so I just assumed that the hood was leaking, and being a convertible. And so, I said, well, there's nothing much we can do because the new hood will just cost a fortune. So we put up with it for years, and the carpets were soaking wet. I even went as far as drilling holes in the floor of the boot to try and let the water drain out because it was that bad. And then we had a massive problem. It poured. We had covers for the car. I've got 3 covers for this car, 1 full one and 2 half ones. Of course, as it turns out, the half ones didn't do any good, but I'll come on to that. So anyway, it had this massive storm. We didn't have the cover on, one thing or another. Anyway, it got so much water in that underneath the passenger seat, there's actually one of these big electronic units, a lot of relays, big thing, and it's situated under the passenger seat. Well, the floor got so wet that got waterlogged and shorted out. The problem with that is that controls the hood. The hood, therefore, tried to open whilst it was locked shut. So you can imagine the chaos that ensued with the hood, and completely wrecked the mechanism and so on. So it cost us an utter fortune. We had to have the new electronic unit put under, and and then the hood repaired and one thing or another. Anyway, one way or another, that cost us £1,500. £1,500 that cost us, because it was done and it had to be done anyway. So, and then when we're having the hood done, the guy says, well, you need to clean out your drain holes. We'd had the car serviced regularly every year, but the garage, they obviously didn't know about drain holes, and I didn't know about drain holes because the car was being serviced. I thought it was being okay. But anyway, we cleared out the drain holes, and I'm not joking, it's as dry as a bone in there. It can pour with rain, it can, storms. It does not leak at all, not at all. I'm mad because if I'd just known about clearing out those drain holes before, wouldn't have had all that trouble. And I say the half hoods didn't make any difference because the water isn't actually getting in through there. It's getting in all through the bonnet and through the boot and that. So unless you have a full cover on it, then it's always going to leak. Anyway, so I'll go through these drain holes. So we're going to open the bonnet. Okay, so if I find a catch with one hand, there we go. And then the 4 drain holes are in the bulkhead here. So I've sort of like half done this already. So you need to take this battery cover off. Just turn these little black screws and off it comes. And there's our battery. Then you need to take off the side panels on either side. And these plastic trims at the side, they come up, and when they're free, they allow the plastic side panels to come off. And then I'm going to see if I can show you right. So you see this circular black thing down there? Like, I can't reach it, but I'm pointing at it. That is one of the drain holes. Let's see if I can find the other one. And the other one, let's see if I can get the camera on it. I'll get a better light later on. It's down, you can't quite see it, but it's down at the back there, but I can't get the camera. I'll get a better light on it and we'll look at it properly. So there's 2 on this side, one there, one down there that you can't quite see. I'll get a light on it, and then the same on the other side. So that's the 4 at the front. Okay, and so I'm going to do this side now. So I'm just going to loosen this clip, and that allows the side, that bit to come off, that bit of trim. And so we've got the same on this side. Where are they? But they're in different places, so I can't remember where they are. Yeah, there's one under there. I'll get a better light on this in a minute when we do it properly and I'll clean them out. There's one there. Yeah. And I know there's another one. Oh, yes, just there. There. Oh, there you go. There. Now, that I think that's quite a good picture. I don't know if I can take these. If I can take these out, I will. So you can see them. Don't know how easy it's going to be to come out. No, I don't really know. I don't want to break it. So as you can see, it's the drain holes are like a, how do you call it? They're like a bowl, like a bowl with a hole in the bottom of the bowl. So what happens is that any sort of detritus, leaves and that, goes and sits in the bowl, but can't come out the bottom because it's not big enough. So the idea is that it stops all leaves and that going down, but it allows water until they become completely and utterly blocked, in which case they don't let anything down, which is what happened in our case. So they're, imagine, I'm trying to think of a way of describing them. And so if they're blocked, then you try and scoop any sort of gunge out first, because otherwise you're pushing the gunge down into the sort of pipe, the drain hole itself, and then you can block the drain hole, the actual pipe. There's pipes under here that duct all the water away, and that's why there's those drain plugs to stop, because if the actual pipe gets blocked, that's a pain in the backside. So don't just, if these are blocked, don't just sort of like shove the stuff down. Try and oik out as much stuff from leaves and that. Then we can use a small metal rod, which is what we're going to do, just to clear the actual like lips, like the hole in the bottom of the bowl, if you like, just to make sure that's clear enough to let water through. So that's what we're going to do now, and I'll try and get some light on this matter. Okay. So hopefully you can see this drain hole. Mind you, the camera doesn't want to focus, of course. Okay, and I've got is I've just got a long sort of, this is actually a little cleaning brush, but it could be ideal is like a bit of coat hanger wire, something like that. Okay, but I'm just going to put that down into the drain hole and through like the lips. I'll call them the lips at the bottom, just to make sure those lips are clear. There we go. And how well you can see that, probably not very well. I'm sorry, but I'm just making, just going down through the lips of the little rubber bowl and just making sure that they're clear. Sorry, I can't get any better light on this really, but just take my word for it that those lips are now clear. And I'll just move any leaves in that, that are down in the area. Just on the very left of the screen there, you can see that drain hole down the bottom. It's a bit out of focus, but okay. And so I've done that. It's all cleared out. And what I've done is I've used my little cordless vacuum to just hoover up all the leaves that were round underneath, in the engine bay, in that bit. So well, it's not engine bay, but in that bit, to make sure that they don't just sort of wash down and block the drain holes. But if you do this every year, that's all it takes is once every year, it'll be fine. I mean, I think our drain holes were blocked, way before we bought the car. Anyway, never mind. So that's the four done under here, and now we've got the 2 to do to the rear of the car. I'm just going to put all the plastic covers back in. They do just sort of slot in. It's pretty straightforward. Right, so we've done the front. We've checked the front 4 drain holes are clear. We're going to do the rear 2 now, and they're actually underneath this panel. So what we have to do is we have to half open the hood so the hood's back a bit, and above all that panel is up, sort of nearly vertical, and so then the drain hole is sort of like under there. So we need to get the hood in just about the right position that we can get to see the drain hole under this panel here. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you the position of the hood. Basically, if you can see the drain panel is in the right place, drain hole, then you're okay, and if you can't, you're not. Okay, so we've taken the hood back just a fraction, and as you can see, this is about as high as it will go, I think. And so then we're looking here, and down there, see if I can get my hand to it. I don't think I can, so I'll move the camera down. There's a massive great drain hole. Now, these drain holes don't have those rubber sort of cups on, and they are just big open drain holes. You can see this one looks pretty clear, and then there's the same on the other side. Same drain hole. After all this malarkey that we had with the hood and everything, all the drain holes, all 4 drain holes, were completely blocked with, with sediment. They were just sort of, I didn't even know they were there till someone told me about them. And all 6 rather, 4 at the front, these 2 at the back, were completely blocked. And that was the problem. Clean them out, and I'm not joking, the car is as dry as a bone inside now. And for like 2-3 years after we bought the car, we've been struggling with all that water. And there was me thinking the hood was leaking, and it was just the drain holes. And ever since then, it's been perfect. But, it was an expensive lesson to learn. Another, I have to say, because we were having the car serviced at our local garage, not a Porsche specialist, and they were not cleaning the drain holes. Well, obviously they weren't. So, there's a lesson in there somewhere that perhaps I should have taken it to a Porsche specialist or whatever, because I didn't, I don't think even the garage knew about the drain holes, or if they did, they didn't care. Whereas if I'd have taken it to a proper place, I'm sure they would have. One of the first things they'd have done in the service would have been to check the drain holes, but there you go. So, an expensive lesson there. Right, I'm just going to clean out those, just make sure they're totally clean. They look fine, but I'll give them a check. And then put the hood back and we're done.